Hi, friends. It's Miss Mefford here. I wanted to take a little time this week since we have Halloween coming up to share with you my new Junie B story. It's called Junie B First Grader. Boo! And I mean it. All right, we'll start with chapter 1 today. Hope everybody's having a good day in this rainy weather. Okay, it's called Secrets. Friday, dear first grade journal, my daddy went away on business this week. He's doing job interviews. Job interviews is when you put on a suit and you wear a tie and you beg people for a job. I wish Daddy did not have to do job interviews right now. Because Halloween is coming tomorrow and I'm afraid of that scary holiday. From Scaredy Junie B, first grader. P.S. I'm not telling anybody that I'm scared of Halloween or else they'll tease me probably. Children are like that. I put my pencil down and thought about Halloween some more, and then I did a little shiver. On account of last year, a boy named Polly Allen Puffer told me 5 scary secrets about that day. And he said that I'm not allowed to tell anybody, or else a witch will turn my head into a wart. I made a sick face. I tried not to think about that situation. Only how can you not think about a situation if you're trying not to think about a situation? I tapped my fingers very frustrated, and then all of a sudden I saw my journal on my desk, and a good idea came to my head, because sometimes if you write your problems in a journal, it makes you feel better about things. I heard that on Home Shopping Network, they were selling journals, I believe. I quick opened the pages and I started to write. 5 scary secrets that Polly Allen Puffer told me by Junie B. Jones. Number 1, monsters and witches go trick-or-treating on Halloween. Only they don't even wear costumes on account of everybody thinks they're already dressed up. But they're not. They're wearing their real actual face and clothes. Number 2, do not carve pointy, sharp teeth into your pumpkin, or else it will roll into your room while you're sleeping and eat your feet. Number 3, bats like to land on your head and live in your hair. Number 4, black witch cats can claw you into shreddle. And number 5, candy corn isn't really corn. I put my pencil down again and I read over those secrets. That candy corn one is shocking, I tell you. Writing my problems did not make me feel any better. I put my head on my desk and I covered up with my arms. And just then I heard my teacher's voice. His name is Mr. Scary. That's a good Halloween name, I think. Only he actually used it for the whole entire year, not just Halloween. He said to please take out our arithmetic books. I kept on staying covered up. Because how can I do arithmetic when these scary secrets are in my brain? All around me, room 1 got out their books. And I took my sweatshirt from my back of my chair and I tucked it next to my ears. Sweatshirts help block out classroom noise. Pretty soon I heard my teacher again. Junie B, are you all right back there? He asked. Only before I could even answer, a tattletale girl named May started blabbling her head off. No, Mr. Scary, Junie Jones is not all right, she said. Junie Jones is not paying attention again as usual. She thought for a second. And Junie Jones has been doing other bad stuff lately, too, she said. Like yesterday, she ate half a sandwich from her lunchbox during silent reading. Only I couldn't even tattle on her because you said if I keep on tattling, I'm going to get a note sent home. And so thank goodness that you were finally on the ball today. After that, room 1 got very silent, and Mr. Scary did not say any words. I felt shaky inside. He was thinking of a punishment for me, probably. Finally, I raised my head and I peeked one eye out at him. He was sitting back at his desk writing a note. I did a groan. I bet it was to my mother. I started to hide my eye again, only just then Mr. Scary stood up and very calmly went to the back of the room. He gave the note to May. I could not believe my eyeball. Please take this home to your parents, he told her. May's whole mouth came open at that shocking news. No, Mr. Scary. No, please don't make me take a note. Please, I wasn't telling. I promise I wasn't. I was just saying that I'm glad you're on the ball. That's all I was saying. I was saying that I'm glad for you. Mr. Scary smiled. Thank you, May. You're very kind, he said. Then he bent down next to her and he stuck the note in her backpack. I reached over and tapped on him. That note was long overdue, Mr. Scary, I said. Mr. Scary sucked his cheeks in at me. Please sit up, Junie B, he said. His voice did not sound happy. Now, he said. Quick set up. Okie dokie, I'm sitting. See me sitting, Mr. Scary, I said. Plus, also, I'm going to get out my arithmetic book, I think. I found it in my backpack. Yes, sirree, here it is. I got my book, and so I'm all set to do arithmetic now, I said. And Mr. Scary kept on standing there. All righty. You can be heading on back to your desk now, I said. I looked up at him, and he still did not move. I waved my fingers. Keep in touch, I said. Mr. Scary bent down next to me, and he talked real serious in my ear. You need to pay attention in class, Junie B. He said, I shouldn't have to tell you that. I did a sigh, and then I leaned over and I whispered to him real private. Yeah, only I got something in my head that's bothering me today, I said. On account of scary Halloween is coming tomorrow, and I don't actually like it that much. Just then, May's ears perked up, and that girl has X-ray here, and I tell you, hey, everybody, Junie Jones is scared of Halloween, she shouted. I just heard her say it. Junie Jones is a scaredy cat baby about Halloween. All of room one turned around and looked at me. Really? Said my bestest friend Herbert. You're scared of Halloween, Junie B? I didn't know that. I didn't know that either, said my other friend Shirley. How come you're scared of Halloween? Just then a boy named Sheldon jumped up at his desk, and he talked real loud. Well, I'm not scared of Halloween, that's for sure, he said. He stood there a second, and then he did a little frown. Except for last year, Daniel Delmont dressed up like Mr. Potato Head, and he jumped out at me from a bush, and so I had to drop my bag and run. Room one laughed and laughed, and Sheldon frowned bigger. It wasn't funny, he said. I had to start my candy from scratch. And May rolled her eyes. Who cares, Sheldon? She said. The thing is that Junie Jones is scared of Halloween this year, and that makes her a scaredy cat baby. She leaned across the aisle at me. B-A-B-Y spells baby, she said. I crossed my arms at that girl. Oh, yeah? Well, T-A-T-L. T-A-I-L spells tattletale, I said. Mr. Scary looked down at me and he shook his head no. And I thought for a second. And then I tried again. T-A-T-A-L-T-A-L-E spells tattletale, I said. Mr. Scary did a little frown. I tapped my fingers on my desk and then I took one more crack at it. T-A-T-A-L-T-A-I-L spells tattletale. Mr. Scary crossed his arms and closed his eyes. I put my head back down on the desk, and he covered me up with my sweatshirt, and I appreciated that very much. All right, chapter 2 is called Candy Corn. How many of you all are scared of Halloween? Not me. I love Halloween.